Hi, I'm Mary Keller from the Military Child Education Coalition, and I'm here to give you a glimpse about the lives of military-connected kids. You know, we have an all-volunteer military, and about half are married with children, but the children didn't volunteer, yet they serve too. They have a life of change and transitions that are punctuated by separation and really enhanced by pride in their parents. There are over 2 million military-connected kids whose parents are currently serving. And that's kids from birth through age 23. They have moms and dads who are currently wearing the uniform in the active duty forces, the National Guard, and the reserves. You know, but most of all, they're just kids. Yet each child has their own story. 2 million, it's really just one story, one child at a time. About 1.1 or 1.2 million of these kids are school age, and they go to schools across our nation. And their life is one of transitions because they move in order to help the family meet the military mission. And that means changing schools. About 80% attend U.S. public schools. Less than 10% attend Department of Defense schools, and military kids are in every zip code. They're in every neighborhood. And even when there's a large military installation, about 70% live in the community. That means they go to school with your kids, with our kids, that they're in our neighborhoods. Yet sometimes their needs go unrecognized. You know, I shared that less than 10% are in Department of Defense schools, but we also have military-connected kids who are in host nation schools, in private schools, and in parochial schools. Though they're like all other kids, their lives are different. They do move, and for them, patriotism is not a theory. Patriotism is what they see at the kitchen table, because you see, military-connected kids live America's foreign policy. They have powerful ways of expressing themselves, expressing their feelings, their emotions, and their experiences, as you can see. But I'd like for you to listen to a story of sisters.
You don't know anybody at all, like you're just thrown into a completely different environment than what you're used to, especially if you're coming from a bigger place and you come here and it's smaller. It's just like kind of culture shock for you. So you have the culture shock and you don't know anybody. I have a younger sister and we're really close, so I always have her when we move different places, so that's good.
You know, Jackie has something to share too. In her art, she's telling you about how proud she is of the legacy of service of her family. You know, about 40% of those who grow up in military families also choose to serve. Just look closely at what Jackie is sharing. She's an excellent student. She wants to be a leader. She's learned a lot from her own family's service. We're very lucky that we have this wonderful asset of those children whose parents are serving our nation. You know, even though there's uncertainties and there's challenges, there's a lot of positive attributes and aspects about growing up in a military family. What we know is many of these kids are thriving. Many are hardy. They are adapting, they're volunteering. They actually volunteer at a higher rate than most kids do. They're contributing. You know what they learn from growing up in a military culture is they learn to value diversity. They learn that achievement is expected, that high standards are important. Now, let's have a reality check. The last decade of war has been hard on kids too. It's meant anxieties, it's meant worry, it's meant frequent and protracted separations. You know what it means is if a child was a first grader, September 11th, 2001, they just graduated from high school. For some kids, that maybe is all that they remember. There is a toll. You know, returns and reunions are exciting and just really thrilling to go through the celebration. But those parties and those celebrations don't make up for the missed holidays, the missed birthdays, the missed special times. There's no do-over. And the returning adjustments are tough. They're tough on the kids too, because everyone has changed. The kids have grown, the family dynamics have shifted, as each member has assumed different roles and responsibilities. And for some kids, the parent who they say goodbye to is not the parent who came home. What we need to know is that parents matter, and that positive connections for parents and students make a difference, that advocating and engaging are essentially important, that kids need convoys of support, lots of adults who surround them with care and concern. They need examples and they need fun times. They need to dance to their family's favorite songs. You know, fitting in is a big deal, and finding friends is a very big deal, especially when you're in high school. So just listen.
Make friends early. I mean, like, lunch is probably the best time to make friends. And just to look for the general group that you make friends with. 'Cause, I mean, I know originally I was one of the nerds, so I just sat with the people that looked like they would add me to their group, and it worked. They talked to me on day 2.
They talked to me on day 2. That's so important. As military-connected kids lead, they help develop cultures in their schools of 100% acceptance. They reach out and take care of each other. They achieve. They do their job, and that is to be a student and to learn and grow. And they help each other. They want you to know that they want to be recognized. So can you understand? Military-connected kids are not victims. They are not kids to feel sorry for, but they are kids that we need to appreciate the challenges that they go through too. What they want from you is to ask about their family, to listen to their story, and to appreciate what their family has gone through, because their life is one of change and transition. They are America's military kids, and they serve too, and they are proud of their parents. They want a promise from you that no matter what, you won't forget for the sake of the child. Thank you.